welcome to my channel. I'm excited to present daily photos across the entire construction of the passive solar rammed earth greenhouse we have on my homestead. I'm also excited to share some of the design principles used behind the construction of the passive solar rammed earth greenhouse. The construction took place across July 2023 and late September 2024. It was constructed with the help of 3 men, my brothers Zachary, Cameron, and Jacob, and the help of one architect who's my father, Dr. Mosen. Dr. Mosen is a passive solar architect who received a grant from the U.S. Department of Energy in the 1970s to create these passive solar rammed earth greenhouses in Utah so that people could grow food when it was sub-zero weather out. So we were just replicating the design that the U.S. Department of Energy gave a grant from. The walls were constructed with a mixture of sand, dirt, clay, gravel, cement, and water, and then tampered into a form. Cameron, Zachary, and Jacob made the forms, and then they, tamped the mixture in. They left the forms on overnight, and in the morning, they took the forms off, and the wall was there. It takes about a full 30 days for the walls to completely dry, so we wanted to make sure that the construction of the walls was completed before the temperatures dropped too low where I live in the inland Pacific Northwest. Some of the design principles for this passive solar rammed earth greenhouse include having the south wall face where the sun rises. Also, the south and the north walls are 2 to 3 times as long as the east and the west walls to maximize sun exposure for heating and cooling purposes. The slant of the roof, so the north wall is higher than the south wall. The slant of the roof is calculated based on the latitude for where I live in the inland Pacific Northwest. And also, it was constructed to have 2 south walls. And we didn't start building the second south wall until May 2024. We had to wait for the snow to melt, but the reason why we have 2 south walls with a gap of 1 feet of space in between the 2 south walls is so that the passive solar rammed earth greenhouse can breathe. A little bit later in this video, I will show footage and explain how the second south wall was created. And I'm also going to show images from the grant proposal that my father submitted to the U.S. Department of Energy in the 1970s, which shows how vents are open and closed depending on if it's winter or summer, if you want to heat or cool the greenhouse. So that will be at the end of this video. Stay tuned for that. There's also a special trick that we use in addition to the thermal mass of the rammed earth greenhouse to heat and cool it. And this special trick is to add a phase change material, which is Glubber salt, into the greenhouse. So that's also coming a little bit later in this video. the snow melted in spring 2024, we started building the second south wall. To do this, we got PVC pipes that would place under the footing, and they also went from outside of the first south wall into the inside of the greenhouse. And then we created, see, as you can see, the PVC pipes are coming inside the greenhouse. And then we created the second south wall a foot away from the first south wall. The second south wall was built from polycarbonate sheets, the same thing that we have on the roof. And this allows, and then as you can see, there's a lot of holes on the top of the south wall, little round holes on the top and the bottom. These are things that get opened and closed depending on if it's winter or spring, so that the wall can breathe. And if they are closed, then the air gets trapped in between the polycarbonate sheets and the rammed earth south wall, and the air keeps going through the PVC pipes under the greenhouse, into the greenhouse, and then up from the top of the greenhouse down into the 1 foot gap between the first and the second south walls, allowing the greenhouse to breathe and heat. Here we go. We have the polycarbonate sheets now up on the second south wall. We did paint the rammed earth wall on the south facing side black to help with retaining heat. I am putting the Glubber Salt, the phase change material, into drums on the inside of the greenhouse to also help with heating and cooling. These are some of the images from the grant that my father made to the U.S. Department of Energy when he built these in the 1970s.
This greenhouse, it's a clay greenhouse. Like, there's clay, the walls are made of clay.
I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.